welcome to the family of change agents and the social transformers. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before I start the topic of the day, I want to thank every one of you who has watched my video, shared, liked, and subscribed to my YouTube channel, because that means so much to me. You are my greatest cheerleaders. You are my greatest encourager. And I thank all of you, and I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And today we're going to talk about how to forgive someone who hurt you. Forgive. It is an interesting topic, isn't it? We all need to forgive someone or ourselves once in a while or every day, whichever works for us, because that is necessary. And if we're not able to forgive someone, if we're not able to forgive people, we would never be able to get ahead in life. So let's dive into the topic. Forgiveness is the ability to break the shackles of resentment and bitterness. It is also the ability to toss out the yoke of blame, shame, and guilt. It is the gift you give to yourself to be free. Forgiveness is healing from your past wounds. Forgiveness and healing are necessary so that you don't go on cutting the next person who has no roles in your past wounds. If we don't forgive, we continue to dwell in hate and bitterness and create that vicious cycle of blame, shame, guilt, victim card, and discrimination. But forgiveness does not mean allowing people to walk all over you over and over again. It is not about that. It is necessary to take the bitterness away, because bitterness do no good. But we should not forget who and what hurts us. Otherwise, we will fall into that same trap of blame, shame, and guilt again. Be very clear about your non-negotiables and things that you won't tolerate in a relationship, be it with friends, family, colleagues, and clients, etc. For example, if you are abusive mentally, emotionally, verbally, and physically, I may no longer be your friend. If you take advantage of my kindness over and over again, I may not connect with you anymore. If I'm being cheated on and discriminated against because I look different, I may not buy anything from you again. Communicate clearly what you won't tolerate in a relationship. And if they are not ready to mend their ways, distance yourself from such people, because a true connection adds value to each other, not pull each other's down. A nurturing relationship is not one-way street. Not to provoke any community, I just want to share my experience as a Northeastern living far away from my state. I face racial discrimination, name calling, and being cheated on by random people on the streets, by rickshawalas, by vegetable vendors, and by shopkeepers, etc., just because I look different. But if I don't choose to forgive, I would want to do the same thing who looks different from a community when I go back home. But I make sure that hate stops at me, because hatred breeds hatred. We didn't get to choose how and where we will be born. So no one has any right or authority to discriminate us based on our geographical origin, our skin color, our race, community, etc. Most of us want society to change, but we are not ready to change ourselves. Even when we know society is a web of social relationship made up of individuals. So never think that your contributions to the society means nothing, or that you don't have any impact on the society because your individual contribution is huge. Let the world experience the ripple effect of your humanity, of your positivity. Forgiveness is not easy, but you've got two choices. One, carry the heavy load of resentment, anger, and hatred and become the victim of your bitterness, giving people the key to control your life. Or give yourself permission to let go of the bitterness, toss out the yoke of hate, guilt, anger, and shame, and give yourself the gift of freedom and move forward. Forgiveness is necessary because it's about you, not about others. Those people who did you wrong may not even have any remorse, or in a worst case scenario, they may feel satisfied or they may feel happy by justifying their actions. So why punish yourself? Sometimes forgiveness is painful because we expect people who did us wrong to feel guilty about it and to apologize to us. I am not dictating you to forgive, but I'm just encouraging you to forgive so that you may be free and so that you may move forward in your life. And if you choose to forgive, I will teach you how I was able to forgive myself and others who wronged me. I did this exercise with my knees knocking, with my body shivering and crying my heart out. And these are the 3 exercises. Think about 7 things that you want to forgive yourself for. Take bath in the morning as soon as you get up, while you shower, and as the water passes down your body, say to yourself 7 things you want to forgive yourself for by calling out your name first. Speak as if you are speaking to your favorite person whom you can forgive no matter what they do to you when you say this forgiveness exercise. Because if you realize you are doing it to yourself, you may start judging and won't be able to finish it. For example, I do it like this. Pavane, I forgive you for staying in a career that is not meant for you for too long. Pavane, I forgive you for saying yes when you should have said no. Pavane, I forgive you for putting up with all the abuses just because you want to be accepted. Pavane, I forgive you for judging yourself. Number 2, at any point in time, the bitter memories come swinging in, trying to stab your heart again with that sharp bitterness. Be quick to say, Pavane, I have already forgiven you. Don't be hard on yourself. And then embrace yourself. Number 3, write 20 nasty things about the person you cannot forgive. Imagine that person is in the same room with you and say it loud and clear and forgive them. I get to know this technique from a Holocaust survivor, where she was not able to forgive the doctor who injected poison into her 50 years ago. You can do whichever exercise works for you, but I choose to do the first 2 and it'll work wonderfully for me. Also, I use water when I do that forgiveness exercise because the spiritual aspects of every religion and every culture use water as a symbol of cleansing. And it really worked for me. I was able to let go of the bitterness. I was able to let go of the poison that is poisoning my system every single day, and that I was not able to move forward in my life. After all, life is also about being able to forgive the seemingly unforgivable. Forgiveness is necessary because if you learn to forgive, you also know how to turn your wounds into wisdom. I want to encourage you to forgive yourself so that you'll be free. Take a leap and forgive so that you may fly. Also, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love is sharing, right? So you may share with someone you love, or you may share with someone whom you know that they need to forgive themselves or they need to forgive someone else. Because see, my life was transformed because of my sister sending me a link to join a webinar. You may share this video with your loved ones so that they may benefit from this exercise and that they will be grateful to you for sharing this video. And if you haven't heard lately that you are enough, you are worthy, you are loved, let me tell you, I love you all so much. You are worthy, you are enough, and I mean it. Thank you so much. I'll see you real soon.